These days, women's wrestling is exciting and a major draw, but there's still things that WWE need to sweep under the rug in regards to its female performers of the past and the present. 10 things WWE wants you to forget about their women's division. Santino Marella. Santino Marella was a comedy figure his whole career, but Vince McMahon took the juvenile humor one step too far, inserting him into the women's division. WrestleMania 25 was meant to be a celebration of 25 years since the first big show, and they had a women's battle royal to celebrate. Who would win? An up-and-coming star? A legendary performer? No. How about Santina Marella, played by the man himself, throwing the legacy of the women's division in the bin? Reid Flair. This segment comes up a lot in these type of videos because it was so disrespectful and out of place. During a feud with Charlotte that was lukewarm at best, Paige brought up Charlotte's dead brother Reid, and it was utterly shocking. The WWE didn't even tell Reid's parents, making it as uncomfortable and incredibly disrespectful as possible. It was wiped from the hype package, and WWE would love to move on from it. Bra and panties. These type of matches fit in perfectly with the Attitude Era, but for a company trying to build the women as equal to the men, this is best left in the past. Sure, we saw ladies who were in the WWE for their sex appeal and compete in these matches, but we also saw legends like Lita and Trish Stratus. Whether you think this hurts the current women or not, it's just something WWE don't want to show off, considering how far they've come with the treatment of this division. The adult industry. WWE have had some women leave and tarnish their legacy in the company's mind, and this is one of the major contributors. Since leaving, Chyna, Sunny, and many others have gone into the adult industry, and the WWE looks down upon this. Triple H even admitted that Chyna wasn't in the Hall of Fame because he didn't want his kids searching for her name online. To most of us, this isn't bad, but WWE would love you to forget about the post-WWE career of some of these divas. The original screwjob. We know about the most famous screwjob of all, but the WWE has done a good job of making fans forget about another infamous moment. It happened in the 80s, right after the rising star Wendy Richter won the women's title from the Fabulous Moolah. In a defense later on, she faced the Spider, who completely threw the booking out the window, forcefully pinning her for the win. It turned out to be Moolah, and Richter left the arena in anger, straight away, never to return. She was inducted into the Hall of Fame recently, but this moment slipped the WWE's mind when reminding fans of who she was. Trashing the title. This will go down as perhaps the true beginning of the Monday Night Wars, but a moment WWE doesn't proudly show. Alundra Blaze was the reigning women's champ, but decided to make a statement on her way out the door and into WCW. She threw the title in the bin, signifying which promotion she thought was superior. She did pull it out of the trash in her Hall of Fame speech, but the sight of a championship belt in the trash isn't a good thing. Deborah wins? We all know the Attitude Era was synonymous with terrible treatment of women's championship, but this tops it all. Deborah had an association with Jerry the King Lawler and was a particularly huge star due to her flat-out sex appeal. It's bad enough she even won the title, but how she did it was just as bad. She competed in an evening gown match and would win by removing Sable's garments. She was stripped, but Shawn Michaels declared the loser would be the winner. So Deborah won the women's title by losing the match. Yep. Pink slip or Playboy. Lita is seen as one of the greatest in history, and WWE would love you to forget this incredibly distasteful moment. It was all a work, but it was mixed in with some real-life backstage tension. You see, Lita had turned down posing in Playboy for real. So, storyline-wise, Eric Bischoff tried to force Lita to pose nude for Playboy, or else she would be fired. It was a simple way to garner him heel heat, but it was just completely unnecessary and should be forgotten. Barking like a dog. Trish Stratus has been remembered as one of the best wrestlers of all time. So, this is something they'd love you to forget. It wasn't just as a segment. As Trish's early career, she was treated as nothing more than an object for the McMahon family. Eventually, Trish was forced to stand on live television in the ring strip down, and bark like a dog at the orders of her boss, Vince McMahon. Moolah's crimes. The WWE has painted the fabulous Moolah as a trailblazer and one of the best in history. But oh man, does she have a trail of dark incidences throughout her career. Yes, she has credibility as a performer, but behind the scenes, she was essentially a pimp, training young girls and renting them out to the promoters for her own gain. There's also been countless reports of abuse from Moolah, claims like she got her girls addicted to substances, and she also used sexual favors to get ahead. She's now in the Hall of Fame, so WWE have obviously forgotten, because they wouldn't want you to remember one of the best of all time associated with such depravity. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe, and remember to be grateful for the women's wrestling we have today, because fans of old weren't so lucky.